Good morning everyone, my name is Michelle, I hope you're doing well. Welcome to another video. It is Friday the 7th of June and I did say at the end of my Rex Herman live stream yesterday that there wouldn't be a video on this channel. But here I am because I've got things to say. I can't hold this in. I cannot hold this in. This is disgusting. The likes of I've never seen in a case before. Of course I'm talking about Sebastian Rogers. But I will be live later to go through the horrendous bail application for Rex Herman regarding the further 2 charges that he's got. He's now accused of killing 6 women. Judging by the amount of people, or lack thereof, who've watched this live stream, it does seem that a lot of my audience isn't interested in Rex Herman. The content, serial killers, and it is horrendous, isn't for anybody. I understand that, but I'm going to carry on talking about Rex Herman, regardless of whether I don't get a decent audience, because I've got an interest in this case, and I've got an interest in serial killers generally, but this is just... Anyhow, Sebastian Rogers, look, this has now gone beyond a joke. Cease and desist. Say what? What has angered me is something I've just seen on Cluminati's channel. Right, this happened overnight my time, as these live streams tend to, and I'm just catching up. I always play catch up because I'm 5 hours ahead of people on the East Coast of the United States, and 8 hours in front of those on the West. All right, Cluminati has got a cease and desist from Mr. Potato Head. Now, Mr. Potato Head, it's not difficult to work out, is Seth Rogers. So I'm going to play you a few seconds of Cluminati, who is reading the cease and desist letter.
I represent Mr. Potato Head. Please let this letter serve as a formal notice to cease and desist any and all activity of dissemination of information pertaining to Sebastian Rogers and or Potato Head. Specifically, I want you people out there to pay attention. Specifically, any and all information surrounding the disappearance and efforts to locate Sebastian Rogers.
So not just, cease and desist from saying negative things about Seth Rogers, but what has angered me so much is that this has been extended to not talking about anything to do with Sebastian's case, anything to do with efforts to locate him. Now, I came across Cluminati's channel when she was out there with Seth. She joined in some of the, the searches in the very early days. She did a lot of drive-arounds the area. So I started watching her from there. So Seth Rogers doesn't appear to be doing any active searching at all these days. He appears to have, either fired or driven away everybody who has been invested in the search effort for Sebastian, including 2 PIs. For the sake of TikTok Tony Mathis, who seems now to be very much in the driving seat, one has to question his motives. The motives of this team generally do not seem to be in the best interests of Sebastian. I'll refer you to Chloe, what Chloe has said here. Chloe shared this post a couple of hours ago. Chloe, of course, is the PI that he fired. So she's continued with a team to search for Sebastian on the ground. The ground searches that are so needed. Chloe's been involved in those. She was fired for her efforts of searching, but she shared this from Visa. As we all know by now, when someone goes missing, every minute counts. As search efforts continue for Sebastian Rogers, we all feel the weight of his absence each day, and it's not hard to feel helpless. Friends, we know this is heavy, but it's not over until you put it down. You can keep fighting the good fight alongside us, just by keeping Sebastian's name, face and story circulating in the media. We know this may seem like small potatoes. Mr. Potato Head, are you listening? But the truth is, these efforts are crucial, now more than ever. We must keep sharing Sebastian's flyers, engaging with relevant social media posts, and requesting that news channels report on his case. Consistent media coverage has proven in the past not only to keep authorities focused and cases active, but to increase the likelihood of new tips. Here at VSRTN, this is our wish for every loved one that goes missing. Don't give up. Keep going. Now is the time to be Sebastian strong and share, share, share. Sending a cease and desist letter to someone who is a YouTube creator in the area where Sebastian lives, who has day after day kept Sebastian's name, shared his flyers, talked about the billboards, all of that stuff. Yeah, she's been negative towards Seth. So sending a cease and desist letter saying, hey, stop talking, smack about me. I get that. I get it. But to say cease and desist all efforts to locate Sebastian, that is way, way, way too far. Why? Why, Seth, do you want people to stop talking about Sebastian? Why do you want people to stop taking part in the effort to locate him? How is that going to help? Wow. I've never seen the like of that before. I've never seen the like of a father telling people to stop in efforts to locate Sebastian. We know that social media campaigns work. I found someone here in the UK. I found someone who had been missing for, I think it was about 3 weeks, with a social media campaign, with peppering the entire country with flyers. My flyer that I put up in my local area on a train station led to him being found, because that flyer was seen by a mental health nurse. She recognised the face of the man on that flyer, and he'd been one of her patients in the mental health unit at my local hospital, and he'd been there for 3 weeks. He was in a dissociative fugue and he didn't know his own name. Flyers work. This is not small potatoes. Flyers work. I found my friend of a friend, Neil, through peppering flyers all over my local area. He'd gone missing, 80, 90 miles away. If you think, well, there's no use doing it because I'm like 90 miles away. There's no use doing it because I'm in a different state. There's no use doing it because I'm in a different country. No, because somebody might see your video. Somebody might see Sebastian's face on your video and say, I've seen that kid. I've seen that kid somewhere. And they bring in the tip that leads to Sebastian's location. Seth, sending cease and desist letters is not helping Sebastian. You might have a bruised ego about the negative things people are saying about you, but you've got to dissociate yourself from that and say, all right, I don't want all this negativity towards me. However, I do not want people to stop sharing Sebastian's name, his face, his Amber Alert flyer. What kind of father are you, Seth, who is more concerned about your bruised ego than about your son? Because that looks very much like what's going on here. So I'd be interested in hearing from any other creator who has also got a cease and desist letter, like Illuminati's. I got this shared last night in my Facebook group. I'm not showing the name of the poster, but 22 billboards for Sebastian are now live. Now get this, merch images are also being changed from the AI image to the original per AF Pennington and her discussion with creators. Merchandise proceeds go to Seth. Why? Why do they go to Seth? Why do they go to Seth? Come on now. I shared this, and yes, this is my real name. You can try and find me. You can try and send me a cease and desist letter. I'm 4,000 miles away. Good luck with that. I will not be giving any money to Seth. Sorry, not sorry. Any money raised should go into the search effort, to the billboards, to getting more flyers. whatever is needed for the searchers on the ground. That's where the money should be going. Not to Seth. What's Seth going to do with it? Is Seth still off work? You know, is he now using his son's disappearance as an excuse not to work? Chris and Katie have had to go back to work. Listen, when my son was killed in 2014, I was between jobs. I'd left a job in May, and I was looking for a new job over the summer. And my son was killed in August. What did I do? Did I come to social media? I mean, didn't have a YouTube channel then. Did I come to social media to say, look, I've no job and my son's been killed, therefore I can't work? Really? No. I continued to go to job interviews and I got a new job. And I started working that new job while the investigation into his killing was ongoing. I did what I needed to do to pay my bills. Sometimes you just got to man up. Seth, I can't with you anymore. I can't with you anymore. If you've got money to spare and you're thinking of donating to Seth, please don't, because that goes into his personal coffers. If you've got money to spare, whether it's $1 or whether it's $100, please put it into the search effort. Please give it to the people who are actively searching and raising awareness for Sebastian. Or donate to EquiSearch. EquiSearch Midwest or Texas EquiSearch both have websites, and you can donate straight to them. EquiSearch do great work across a lot of cases. Donating directly to Seth? No. No. But switching gears to Riley Strain. Do you remember the young man from Missouri who was having a weekend of, fun and frolics with his friends in Nashville, Tennessee? And we've been waiting for weeks for the result of Riley Strain's autopsy. And that's still not out. However, Nick Berris from News Channel 5 Nashville has been continuing to, ask about the autopsy. And he's got some information that I think is important. So this is exclusive, accidental drowning. You want answers about the Riley Strain case. I know many of you have questions. Here you go. As many of you who have closely followed this case know, Metro Police pulled Riley Strain's body from the Cumberland River more than 2 months ago. Since then, we've been waiting for the full autopsy results. There are questions about the high-profile case. How exactly did Riley Strain die? Was there any foul play? I've learned from sources close to the case the full autopsy conclusion will likely be accidental drowning. We know that the 22-year-old University of Missouri student's body was found in the Cumberland River 2 weeks after he disappeared. At the time, Metro Police Chief John Drake said preliminary indications were that it was a horrible accident. But there were some odd circumstances. Riley Strain's wallet was missing and his bank card was found on the bank of the river, so likely where he went in the river. Also, his body was recovered without pants or boots, so questions remained about the cause of death and whether there was foul play. The autopsy was to provide answers, but to date still has not been officially made public, and that has led to speculation there might be some type of a cover-up or a criminal investigation. Neither is the case. I've learned it took a while, but toxicology is now back, and with the completed autopsy, all indications of what happened was an accidental death and drowning. No evidence of trauma or that Riley was drugged, and no sign that he was a victim of crime. Now, my understanding is the medical examiner's office did just receive some new information on the case and is still finalising the official autopsy report, expected to be made public soon, but we've been told that for weeks now. But barring any unexpected new developments, there will be no surprises. The conclusion, Riley Strain was victim of an accidental drowning, but keep in mind this case can always be reopened if any new evidence to the contrary comes to light. I know Riley Strain's family is also seeking answers. They ordered a separate autopsy and had a private investigator look into what happened. Perhaps more to come. A sad and tragic case. It is indeed a sad and tragic case. But unless there are any surprise, unusual developments in this case, Riley, sadly, is yet another victim to the River Monster serial killer, sadly. Now, we know people out there in social media land can't understand, they can't get their heads round accidental deaths. They can't, because they've got crime on their mind and think that, because they've only got one tool in the toolbox, a hammer, that every case must be a nail, and it's not the case at all. It's not the case at all. Look at Nicola Bulley. But people are still making ridiculous claims about Nicola Bulley, the 45-year-old woman who accidentally fell in the river in my county here in the UK, in the great county of Lancashire. 25 miles away from where I live. I was heavily involved in Nicola's case, and it was clear to me from very early doors what had happened to Nicola, but people refused to believe it. People still call me names. People still have a grudge against me for continuing to say that Nicola died from a tragic accident. Also, look at Kylie Rodney. You saw for yourself the lights from her car disappearing into Prosser Reservoir, but people still refuse to believe it and hound her family and stuff. So social media, double-edged sword. It is nasty. Sometimes it's beyond nasty when you're blaming innocent people. But when you're sending cease and desist letters to creators to stop them raising awareness for Sebastian Rogers, that has gone too far. Because the double-edged sword of social media is that actually it can be used in the right way, a force for good. I know it. I know it 100% because I found someone via a social media and a flyer campaign. So let that be a lesson to you all.